an affordable and accessible makeup collection for people over 40. So we just looked at MCO Beauty texture neutral palettes, those palettes, and taking a look at a couple of designer brands palettes. So we're stepping on from there with the Wish Upon a Star 2019 Christmas release. It leans on Too Faced's 20-year anniversary palette heavily for its design, except it has mattes on the bottom and then some of those beautiful, like, really wet, pliable shadows, excuse my janky nails, and some typical shimmers at the top. It is another textured neutrals palette that was around before Tarte's. It was, I believe, $16.95. I got it for half price, and it's a fantastic palette. Then this was not a Christmas release, but it is another designer brand palette. It's Ice Ice Baby. They had a hot, like a warm and a cool one of these. These shades are beautiful, however, the palette is strange. Like, I love all of these shades individually, but nothing about this palette makes me want to do a look. The this topper shadow in the corner is beautiful, and this silver and green are gorgeous colours, but the base sort of colours that you would make with this look just don't make a lot of sense to me. So while I do use the colours, I tend not to use this palette a lot, simply because I need to get out several to make a look. Then we go to a 2018 Christmas release, the Sophie Karcher one. I had the face palette that went with this too, but I decluttered it because it's very similar to the one you're about to see. This is a great palette. This is one of the prettiest silvers I've ever seen. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I find this does a lot of looks. I find it truly is a day to night palette. I've had this for 2 years, no hard pan. Absolutely love it. I got it for $10 instead of $20. This is a glow complexion tin, so they do blush ones, highlight ones of, more obscure shades, bronze ones, and glow tins. So this is a face palette that was very like the Sophie Karcher one that I got rid of. So this is like a bronzer, 2 blushes, and 2 highlights, and I can use all the colours because I'm lucky like that. Unfortunately, the shade range of designer brands is fairly terrible, but I really like that. Then we've got the designer blush up complexion palette in Shortcake. So these are just 3 really nice blushes. This is about 3 years old. I really like the peachy ones. The pink one's cute too. And this is the last item I got from designer brands. So this is the Sunshine Highlight Palette. They did the Sunshine and the Moonshine one for Christmas. So I got this, which is a very, very pretty formula, very soft, very wearable colours. And, because I'm over 40, even when I'm doing colourful looks, they're not totally out there because you don't want people to stare at you like that sort of thing. So there we go. That's the rest of the designer brands in my formula. Look at all this stuff I put on my thing. One sec. Okay, excuse that. I thought I'd paused it for a second. So we're doing W7 next, which is a brand I've decluttered a lot of, but I've kept some. So this is the Glow for Glory. I believe it's a dupe of an Allura Gala palette. I've had this for about 4 years, and you can see how much I like it. So it's just some, blush toppers, highlighters, and some eyeshadow size, different colour highlighters. And these were before colour ones were available. This was $5 4 years ago. The formula is still great. You can see how much I've used it, and you can tell when something was $5, but you're still going back to it, even though you have more expensive, newer stuff, that it actually was good. So then these are the only 2 eyeshadow palettes I've kept of W7s, and they're the Delicious palette, which is the dupe of Modern Renaissance. As you can see, it's got a lot of love. I love this one. And these ones have names and stuff on the back, and the Life's a Peach, which is the dupe of their Peachy Mattes by Too Faced, and I really like this one too, although, looking at it now, look, I think I can probably get rid of that one because they seem to be, except for that dark peach shade, almost dead on dupes there, and I like that formula a lot better. Then we'll move on to Maybelline. I'm missing one of my palettes here, the Countdown one. So This is the first one I got, a second palette ever, first Maybelline palette, and it was like, these are like nearly $30 in Australia. I got this to do a comparison with the Blush Nudes by L'Oreal. At the time I liked it. Now I know it's terrible. A lot of the shades had almost immediate hard pan. There's some standout shades in this and some weird shades like this one. The next one I have is the Burgundy Bar. I really quite like this. It's an odd formula, and this was the last time they did this sort of one over here. I have one broken shadow, but I really quite like it. I just find I tend to do the same look. Then we went on to when they started doing this shade. This is not, the Countdown one is almost identical, but a better version of the formula. I quite like this one, so it's a warm tone look on one side and a cool tone look on the other side with like a large highlight or whatever. Some of the shades are good. Some of the shades are not. The mattes are a lot better than the shimmers, but they're getting better. These formulas are better than the blush nudes and the nudes and that sort of thing. Then this one I got recently just because I thought it was cool that they had it, and I wanted to collect all these obscure ones. So this is the 24 Karat Nudes. Formula is like the nudes one's different, but yeah, I want to get the smoky nudes and stuff just for the completionist in me because I like Maybelline. I really like the shadows in this. I just have only used it once to sort of play around. It was nice. And then if you look at this, this is the Lemonade Craze palette, and this is how it was released in Australia. We are yet to get the Soda Pop one. I assume we will, but yeah, the size of it is smaller, and it's like this. It does still smell. I really like it. I have used it a lot, so there we go with the W7 and Maybelline palettes. And the last of the palettes we have the Makeup Revolution or I Heart Makeup ones I got for Christmas for a set. So this is the face palette from the set, which is called the Praline palette. And it's beautiful. I love it. I love the blush. I love this praline shade. I can't see myself using it on my face, but on my eyes it's gorgeous. I love that blush. Love that palette. And this is the Red Velvet palette. Love this one too. Just like that. Some nice shades. The bright pink is nowhere near as bright as you'd like it to be, but the red's pretty good. You can make a lot of looks out of it. And this is the Peanut Butter Cup. And I really like that one. I've never used Case and Cup, the sort of dark shades, but aside from that, I get a lot of use out of them. So that and the previous video completes the palette section and brushes and that sort of thing of my makeup. And then we will get on to this sort of thing. So for foundations, we have a Red Earth Miracle Wear Matte Genius Fluid Foundation. Not getting a lot of wear at the moment because I'm not wearing a lot of matte foundations, but we have that. We have the L'Oreal Lumia Magic Liquid Foundation. We have the CoverGirl True Blend, which is nearly finished. I'm finishing that one to get rid of. We have the Maybelline Better Skin, which I haven't actually opened yet. It's waiting for the CoverGirl one to be used up. You have the Maybelline Fit Me in Matte and Poreless, and I also have that foundation in Dewy and Smooth. Remember when that was everybody's holy grail? And I also have the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I also have the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. Then I haven't opened this one yet, so this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. The reason I got that was when I used to enjoy matte foundations, I just am about to finish. I think there's one squeeze left, probably the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte. There's a backup of the Dewy and Smooth because it was $10 at the supermarket, and foundations are so expensive, like $30. This is the Designer Brands Luminous Hydrating Foundation Glowing Coverage, so you can see I'm right at the bottom of that one too. So I'm finishing that because I use that with this, which is the Ultra 3 Lightning Drop. So it's just a white drop. So I find it works really well because it makes undertones sort of work a bit better for me. So I use that with that. And they're both just about finished too. So obviously I'm trying to not build up too many like used products, trying to finish them before I use them. Then we've got the last of the Rimmel 25-hour. I used to really like this when I first began my makeup journey. That one should probably just be thrown out because it's old. Yeah. Then we've got the Chocolate Heart Bronzer that I got in my I Heart Revolution kit. I love that. I use that. I've got the Blur Primer. This is like a silicone-based primer, and I use that across my cheeks, my forehead and chin where I do have some large pores. I have the Rimmel Wake Up Concealer, and what else do I have as far as concealers go? A Designer Brands illuminating one that I use under my eyes, so it's on my concealers. This is actually one of my favourite foundations, and one I will be replacing on my most at the bottom of this. So this is W7 Genius Water Drops. It's one of those dropper foundations. It's $5 all the time. I love this foundation. Then the best highlighter, drugstore highlighter known to man, W7 Glow Commotion. They also do Glow Commotion Pink now, and this is $5 all the time. It looks like it's very like basic highlighter, but we don't always need a green shifting highlighter, so we need one that works, that we like, that we can actually wear on our skin. And I have the pink one too, but it's